Atlanta, Georgia. Grew up in the squats. Went to Benjamin Mays High School. Graduated. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm telling my age, but I'm proud to be here today, and I thank God every day. I mean, every time I have a birthday every year. So I'm 38 years old. Went to Syracuse University. Majored in television, radio, and film. When I got to Syracuse, I knew I wanted to do something in communications, but being from Atlanta, I started going to like Jack the Rapper, a lot of the conventions early on, and I caught the music industry bug at a very early age. So I was an on-air disc jockey at the college radio station. I wrote for the newsletter that we had. I reviewed CDs. I went on to become the producer of a Saturday night hip-hop show that we had at the radio station. So I tried to really get involved in as many organizations on the campus as possible. And I was really, really hungry, and I knew I wanted to do this. So the summer of '91, I came back home. I was a sophomore at the time, and I became an assistant at Capitol Records in the Urban Promotions Division. So I hustled and did good and went back in '92. Then graduated in '93, came back home and was an intern for Sony Urban Music. And I did that for about 3 months. And then L.A. Reid and Babyface had just recently set up shop in Atlanta. So the gentleman that I worked for at Capitol actually ended up recommending me for the position. And so that's why it's important never to burn any bridges, because you never know when you're going to have to go back and refer to someone or go back and try to build on another relationship that you used to have. Because, you know, people can help you, but you just need to know how to always make sure that you maintain a certain level of communication with someone, and like I said, don't burn any bridges. So started working at LaFace, hit the road with Tony Braxton, worked Outkast First Record Players Hall, and was fortunate enough to work with those guys up until St. Donia, worked with TLC, toured with Usher. So I was blessed to be on the road and working with so many successful artists at a very young age. And it's funny, when I first got into the business, I feel like you have to look at yourself like a brand. So I knew early on that people were going to know who Shanti Das was. Not just because of where I was from or, you know, me being a woman trying to, you know, be in the clubs and be cute. I wanted to be known for what was up here. So I wore baggy jeans and, like, my hat was bag, sneakers, and Shaka will tell you, I was like this little hip-hop chick. So I made up a nickname for myself, Shoestring, because it's funny, people who really know me still call me that. But I branded myself early on, and I was the girl in the clubs, working hard. I wanted to know that when people saw me, they thought respect. They thought, okay, this girl is really a hard worker, and she's about her business. And it really paid off. And, you know, 18 years later, I'm still in the industry. Since then, I've worked for Arista Records, Sony Music, and I've been fortunate and blessed to work my way up from Senior Director of Marketing to Vice President of Marketing, Senior Vice President, and now I hold the highest position of any marketing person in the industry as Executive Vice President. But now, but I'm just passionate about helping other women because I had a lot of male mentors coming up in the game, and unfortunately I didn't have a lot of women to support me, and I want to make sure that we change that. So when Felicia came to me and asked me to join the board of WEEN, I wanted to jump in and do as much as I could to help out, because I do a lot of mentoring. I sit on the advisory board at Syracuse University for their music program, and I mentor a lot of students from Syracuse University. It's so important that we as women help each other and not be so catty about it. Don't be afraid to share your contacts. When another woman at Motown comes to me and says, hey, you know what, I've been trying to reach this person. Can you help me out? I know you have a good relationship with them. Well, why wouldn't I want to help them? I don't want to do this for the next 10 years. I'm hoping that you guys out there want to be the next Lauren Lake, the next Shanti Das, the next Nina Brown. So we have to learn to empower one another and not be afraid to pull each other up, because I think we would be I'm still just a country girl from the South. I don't let the business, like, I'm not a woman of the business. I'm still Shanti Das. I still have my same morals and values and character that I grew up with. And I'm so proud of you guys for coming here today, because it's up to you to first love yourself and respect yourself and take control of your own destiny.
She got to graduate from high school, which was a good look, but she didn't get to go to the prom. And she had always wanted to go to college, but she didn't get to go to college or whatever, you know what I'm saying, because she had me. And I remember she was talking with my stepdad. I must have been like 8 or 9 years old, and I was supposed to have been in the bed, but I woke up because I remember I was hungry at night, so I went to the kitchen, past the little side room or whatever, and they was in there talking, and I remember my mom was just bawling and crying, and she was just like just real depressed over the fact that she didn't get to do some of the things that she wanted to do because she had me at such a young age. So I remember people ask me like, when did I start knowing that I wanted to be successful? And I always say I got that fuel in me when I was around that time, like 8 or 9. I knew that I wanted to do things that was not only going to make my mother proud, but I knew that I wanted to make so much money that she would never have to work again. And I knew that for all the traveling that she didn't get to go on, I was going to take her on all those trips. And I remember, you know, she was always into drama and always into like acting and things of that nature, but didn't get to pursue it because she had me on her, you know, on her back. So I remember those was all of the fuels for everything that I do. So when I give my credit for everything, it's because of a woman, it's because of my mother, and that's why I love organizations like this and love being able to speak to young women such as yourself. So since I was able to even be in a building working somewhere, I was interning and working. I started off at my first radio station when I was maybe like 13 years old. A couple years later, I worked at interned at every radio station in my near my crib in North Carolina. From there, I went to high school, and I was on the radio by the time I was in high school. By the time I was in college, I was producing my own TV shows on campus and trying to do my own thing. And then, long story short, fast forward, now I'm starting to finally start to see some of my dreams come true. I'm the host of the #1 music countdown show in the world, BET's 106 and Park. Also got a production deal through BET. I produced like 3 other shows that you'll never even see me on, but hopefully some of you guys may watch. I work for WEEN now as well. Just did a deal with Ryan Seacrest for the Kourtney and Khloe Kardashian show, and got some other movies in the work with them too. And if as soon as Shaka gives me this script, I'm gonna thug out all the Ludacris's movie roles. And I told Shaka, I was like, listen man, if they want Luda in the movie, you better put my ass in there too. Every movie that comes across that desk, you're gonna see me in a lot more of those as well. So I'm gonna long-winded, but I always tell people, just have an inspiration for life, just have a fuel for life. And if you want to do anything in the entertainment industry, you're going to be bombarded with so many people telling you can't do stuff. Every time I wake up and look at a blog site, every time I get a phone call, somebody's talking crazy about me, somebody's calling me corny or skinny or stupid or whatever, but I have such a fuel. I think about my mother and think about what I'm really out here trying to do, and none of those things bother me at all. So my advice is just to stay focused. If you want to do the entertainment industry, it's a very difficult road. Keep your eyes on the prize, keep a higher belief in God, and just make sure you have at least some sort of mental story. I painted you my picture, but make sure you have your own picture painted in your mind so that every time you're going after your dreams and every time you're trying to do something, you know the real reason why you're doing it. And that's the only thing that's going to help you survive in this game. Thank you very much. And, yeah.